My name is Emma Caldwell, 33 years old. At Christmas dinner with the whole family, my mother stood up, slapped a forged DNA test in front of my husband and declared, "This bitch has been lying to you since day one. She faked her infertility to trap you in a childless marriage and steal the fortune that belongs to her real sister." My sister grinned like a victor. My father drank in silence. 22 relatives looked at me with disgust. They believed they were exposing me, but my 83-year-old grandmother had been quietly filming this toxic family for 33 years. When she played the 1992 tape on the dining room TV, everything my mother built came crashing down in seconds. Before we dive deeper into what happened that Christmas night, if you love stories about toxic family secrets, betrayal, and justice finally being served, please take a second to hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps these stories reach more people. And if this already hits close to home, drop your location and the current time in the comments below. I'd love to know where in the world you're listening from right now. Now, let's go back a week to make you understand why that moment mattered. Why it broke me before it saved me. December 18th, 2025. I woke up in our Pearl District loft in Portland. Ben had already left for school. He teaches AP History at Lincoln High, always out the door by 7:15. I made coffee in the kitchen, checking my phone. Studio email. A client wanted revisions on a branding project. Normal morning, except my calendar showed the date I'd been dreading for weeks. Christmas at Mom's, December 25th. I used my father's coffee mug without thinking about it. Sullivan Auto Group's 50th anniversary mug. He'd given it to me years ago. I don't know why I kept using it. Maybe I was still trying to prove I belonged. Ben texted me around 8. "Don't forget your mom called again. She really wants us there early. Love you." I typed back, "I know, I'll survive. It's one day." But my mother's voicemail from the day before still sat in my phone, unreturned. I played it again, trying to decode the tone. "Emma, honey, please call me back. This Christmas is important. We have family matters to discuss." The word honey felt wrong coming from her. She never called me that. "I need you to understand something about my family. My mother, Patricia Sullivan, had always loved my sister Vanessa more than me. I'd known this my entire life. It wasn't subtle. Vanessa got the car at 16. I got told I could borrow Mom's sometimes. Vanessa got her college paid for. I took out loans. When Vanessa got divorced in 2022, Mom was there every day. When I got married to Ben in 2018, Mom's toast at our wedding lasted exactly 12 seconds. We wish Emma and Ben luck in their marriage." I told myself it was birth order. Vanessa was older, or so I thought. She was born in March 1992. I was born in April 1992 according to my birth certificate. A month apart. Close enough to be almost twins. People said when they saw our photos, we looked nearly identical as kids, but Mom always corrected them. Vanessa's the older one. Emma came later. The favoritism hurt, but I'd learned to live with it. I moved to Portland, started my graphic design studio, married a man who actually loved me. I thought I'd escaped. Then Grandpa Walter died in September 2023. At the funeral, Mom cried the loudest. Dad gave the eulogy. Vanessa held her 8-year-old son Connor's hand. I stood in the back with Ben, feeling like a guest at someone else's grief. Afterward, the estate attorney, Bernard Coleman, read the will at my parents' house. Grandpa's estate, $2.6 million in liquid assets, plus shares in Sullivan Auto Group. The distribution was simple, divided equally among legitimate grandchildren of Henry Sullivan. That meant me, Vanessa, and Connor's trust fund. I remember the exact moment Bernard said, "Equal distribution." My mother's jaw twitched, just a muscle spasm, barely visible. But I saw it. She pulled Bernard aside after the reading. I couldn't hear what they said, but when he shook his head, her lips pressed into a thin line I knew too well. The estate would take 16 to 18 months to close. I didn't think much of it then. I should have. The thing I haven't told you yet, the thing that made everything worse, was the infertility. In 2019, I was diagnosed with PCOS. For 3 years, Ben and I tried everything: medications, treatments, procedures. We spent $43,600. I kept every receipt in a folder, though I'm not sure why. Maybe to prove to myself it was real, that I'd tried hard enough. The last treatment failed in November 2025. I cried for 2 straight days. Ben held me and said we could adopt. The gentleness in his voice only made it hurt more. My mother never asked about it. Not once. Vanessa sent one sympathy text after the first failed treatment, then never mentioned it again. I kept all the negative pregnancy tests in a shoebox under our bed. 73 tests. I couldn't throw them away. They felt like evidence of something, though I didn't know what. Last Thanksgiving, 2024, my mother said something I've never forgotten. We were at her house in Beaverton. Vanessa's son Connor was playing in the yard. Mom was watching him through the window, smiling. "Well," she said, not looking at me, "at least Vanessa gave us Connor. Some legacy is better than none." I walked out. Ben followed me to the car. He didn't try to defend her. He knew better. My relationship with Vanessa had always been cold. We texted maybe twice a month. I'd seen Connor, my nephew, maybe 3 times in his 8 years. Vanessa lived 12 miles away in Beaverton, close to Mom and Dad. I was in Portland. The distance felt much farther than 12 miles. On December 20th, I texted Vanessa, "See you Christmas. Should I bring anything?" She replied 4 hours later, "Mom has it covered." 3 words. That was our relationship. Then came December 23rd. The phone call. 8:47 p.m. Mom's number on my screen. I almost didn't answer. "Emma." Her voice was bright, warm, too warm. "I'm so glad I caught you. I know we haven't always seen eye to eye, but family is family, you know? This Christmas feels important, like a turning point." I held the phone away from my ear and staring at it. "Can you and Ben come a little early?" she continued. "Maybe 5 instead of 6? I'd love some time with you before everyone else arrives." "Sure, Mom, we can do that." "And Emma? Wear something nice, not those casual clothes you always wear. This is a special dinner." "Okay. Good girl." Good girl. She'd never called me that before. Not once in 33 years. When I told Ben, he laughed. Maybe she's mellowing with age. But I heard something else in the background before Mom hung up. Her voice, slightly muffled, talking to someone in the room. "She'll be there. Everything's set." Who was she talking to? Christmas Day, December 25th, 2025. Ben drove. The 12 miles from Portland to Beaverton took 20 minutes. I stared out the window at decorated houses, my stomach tight. I'd worn the navy dress Mom bought me 3 years ago. It was too tight now, but I wore it anyway, still trying. Still hoping that maybe this year would be different. 2 hours, Ben said, squeezing my hand. "Then we leave. I promise. If it gets bad, you tug your ear and I'll fake a work emergency. You're the best." "I know." We pulled into the driveway at 5:02 p.m. The house was a pristine colonial in Beaverton Hills, $850,000 when they bought it in 2015. But what stopped me was the number of cars. Vanessa's SUV, Uncle James's truck, Aunt Claire's sedan. More, way more than usual. "How many people did she invite?" I whispered. Ben counted silently. "A lot." The door opened before we could knock. Mom stood there, perfect smile, perfect hair. She hugged me, stiff, performative, and said, "You're here. Good." Inside, I counted faces. 22 people. The dining table was extended to its maximum length, set with Mom's best china. This wasn't a family dinner. This was a performance. Vanessa was in the kitchen with Connor. She glanced up when I entered, then looked away. No greeting. Dad shook Ben's hand, asked about school. Normal small talk. But his eyes were somewhere else. And then I saw Grandma Dorothy. She sat in the corner chair at the head of the table, Grandpa Walter's old spot. Her camcorder was on her lap, that ancient Sony Handycam she'd been using since the 90s. Everyone in the family knew about Grandma's filming. It was her thing. Holidays, birthdays, random Tuesday dinners. She documented everything. I caught her eye. She gave me a small nod. Something in it felt deliberate. Place cards marked each seat. Ben and I were at the far end, near the kitchen door. Vanessa sat next to Mom. Connor next to Vanessa. Dorothy at the head. The arrangement felt tactical. At 6:18 p.m., Mom tapped her wine glass. 3 sharp rings. Everyone sat. She smiled at me. The smile didn't reach her eyes. "Before we eat," she announced, "I have something important to share." She stood, walked to the sideboard, pulled out an envelope. I saw the logo. Gene Trust Labs. My heart stopped. "Family is built on trust," Mom said, her voice carrying through the silent room. "And truth. For months, I've had suspicions about Emma. So I did what any mother would do. I sought answers." She opened the envelope, slid a paper across the table. Not to me, to Ben. "This is a DNA test," she said. "It proves Emma is not biologically related to me, to this family." The room went silent. 22 pairs of eyes turned toward me. "I had my doubts when she was born," Mom continued. "Henry and I tried for years before the girls came. When Vanessa arrived, it felt right. When Emma came a month later," she paused, letting that sink in. "Something felt off. Now I have proof." Ben picked up the paper. His hand was shaking. I saw the highlighted section. 99.2% probability subject is not biological child of Patricia Sullivan. "That's not possible," I whispered. Mom's smile turned sharp. "Denial won't change science, Emma." But she wasn't done. She stood straighter, voice rising. "This bitch has been lying to you since day one, Ben. She faked her infertility to trap you in a childless marriage and steal the fortune that belongs to her real sister." The word bitch hit me like a slap, in front of 22 people, in front of my husband, my family. "She's been manipulating you," Mom continued. "All those fertility treatments? Convenient, isn't she? Can't have children, so she gets sympathy. Gets you to pay for expensive procedures. Gets to stay in a marriage without delivering what she promised." Vanessa was nodding. Actually nodding. Dad poured himself more wine. Didn't look at me. Aunt Claire gasped. Uncle James started to stand, but Mom held up her hand. "Let me finish," she said. "And now, with Dad's estate about to close in February, she stands to inherit $800,000. Money meant for real Sullivans. For Vanessa. For Connor. I won't allow it." Connor, 8 years old, looked confused. "What's happening?" he asked his mother. Vanessa whispered, "Adult stuff. Aunt Emma has been lying." My sister believed her. They all believed her. Ben stood up. "This is insane. Emma, we're leaving." Mom slid another envelope toward him. "This one's for you, Ben. About those fertility treatments she's been making you pay for. You might want to read it." I grabbed it before Ben could touch it. Opened it with shaking hands. Inside was a document. Medical letterhead. Official looking. Claiming I'd never had PCOS. that I'd lied about the entire thing to trap Ben in a sympathetic marriage while pursuing family inheritance. My vision blurred. I pulled out my phone, hands trembling, and opened my real medical records. Showed them to Ben. "This is real. That's fake. I don't understand what's—" "Anyone can forge documents, Emma," Mom interrupted. "We know that now, don't we?" I looked around the table. 22 faces. Some looked away. Some looked curious, like they were watching a trial. None looked sympathetic. Disgust. That's what I saw. 22 relatives looking at me with disgust. "Mom," I said, my voice breaking. "Why are you doing this? What did I ever do to you?" She leaned forward, looked me directly in the eyes. "You existed when you shouldn't have." The room went dead silent. Even her supporters looked shocked. Dad closed his eyes. Then I heard it. A chair scraping. Everyone turned. Grandma Dorothy was standing, the camcorder in her hands, Mom's face drained of color. "Mother Dorothy," Mom said quickly, "sit down, this doesn't concern you." Dorothy walked, 12 slow steps, I counted every one, to the TV cabinet. Opened the drawer. She'd prepared this. Everything was already set up. She held up the camcorder. "I've been recording this family for 33 years, she said. Her voice was steady, clear. "Most of you know this. I'm always filming. Holidays, birthdays, family gatherings. You've all been on camera hundreds of times." She looked directly at Mom. "But some recordings were more private." Mom stood. "You promised. You swore you'd never tell anyone." "I promised I'd keep quiet unless you used it to hurt Emma," Dorothy said. "You just called her a bitch in front of 22 people and tried to destroy her marriage with a forged document. The promise is broken." She plugged the camcorder into the TV. I saw the HDMI adapter, already connected. She'd planned this, known it was coming. "Patricia," Dorothy continued, "you knew I had tapes from 1992. You begged me never to show them. You said it would destroy the family." I agreed. "For 33 years I kept your secret. But you just crossed a line I can't ignore." The TV screen flickered blue, then static, then a hospital room. Date stamp in the corner. March 18th, 1992. 2:14 p.m. My mother on screen. 26 years old. Younger. Holding a baby. Another baby visible in a bassinet 3 feet away. Young Dorothy's voice off camera. "Are you sure about this, Patricia?" My mother, young, crying, looked at the camera. "I can't do this, Dorothy. I can't keep both of them." The room around me disappeared. There was only the TV. Only that voice. "Henry doesn't know I'm planning this," young Mom said. "He thinks both babies are coming home and that's it. But I can't. I'm 26 years old. Henry's never home. I have no help. Twins will destroy me." Twins. The word hit me like electricity. "What are you saying?" Dorothy asked on the tape. "The adoption agency is coming tomorrow. They said they can place one. I already signed preliminary papers." Mom, present-day Mom, tried to grab the remote. Vanessa moved to block her, then froze, realizing what she'd done. On screen, young Mom put down the baby she was holding, picked up the other one from the bassinet. "I'll keep this one. Vanessa. She's stronger. Sleeps better. The other one, Emma. She cries all the time. I can't bond with her." I couldn't breathe. The room was spinning. "Patricia, you can't give away one of your babies," Dorothy's voice said. "They're twins. They belong together." "I'm barely surviving with one," young Mom said. "Two will kill me. I have to choose." A long silence on the tape. "What does Henry know?" "Nothing. He was here for the birth, then flew to Eugene for a dealership emergency. He hasn't even seen them since yesterday. I'll tell him one died. Complications. He'll never know." A nurse entered the frame. Name tag Kelly. Mrs. Sullivan, you need to decide about the birth certificates. Hospital policy requires both names filed by end of day. Young mom's face changed. I saw the exact moment the idea formed. Wait. Nurse, what if I filed them separately? Different dates? The nurse looked confused. They were born the same day, ma'am. March 15th. Both would show the same date. I know. But what if I filed one now and one next month? Said there were complications, delayed registration? The nurse shifted uncomfortably. It's against policy, but technically, different clerks process them. Hospital records versus county office. I suppose if you claimed medical reasons. Young mom turned to Dorothy. I've changed my mind. I'll keep both. But I'll file Emma's certificate late. Make it look like she came a month after Vanessa. That way, if I ever need leverage. Or if something happens with inheritance, I'll have options. Patricia, that's fraud, Dorothy said. That's insurance. Smart planning. Present-day Vanessa's wine glass slipped from her hand, shattered on the hardwood floor. 6:58 p.m. I noticed the time on the wall clock. Noticed everything. My brain was recording details it didn't know what to do with. Vanessa whispered, "We're twins." I couldn't answer. Couldn't look at her. On the tape, young mom continued, "Henry's father has money. Sullivan Auto Group will matter someday. If one daughter is legitimate, firstborn, clearly documented, and one is questionable, with a delayed certificate, I can control who gets what. I'm not saying I'll use it, but having the option, that's protecting my future." Dorothy's voice. "You'll regret treating a child this way." "Maybe, but I'll survive." Baby Emma started crying on the tape. Young mom didn't pick her up, just stared at her with something like resentment. Young Dorothy put the camera down. The frame shook, and picked up baby Emma herself. The timestamp jumped to March 20th, 1992. Hospital discharge. Nurse. "Both babies going home, Mrs. Sullivan?" "Yes, both." But her eyes when she looked at baby Emma said something different. The tape ended. The room was completely silent. I couldn't breathe. Ben's arm was around me, but I couldn't feel it. Vanessa stared at the blank screen. Her wine glass lay shattered at her feet. Uncle James spoke first. "Jesus Christ, Trish." Aunt Claire was crying. Connor asked, "Mommy, what's happening?" Vanessa couldn't answer. She'd just learned her entire life was a lie. I found my voice. "You were going to give me away?" Mom said nothing. "And when you changed your mind, you made me less than her for 33 years? Still nothing. Say something." She finally looked at me. "I kept you. You should be grateful." That word, grateful, broke something inside me. I stood. Ben stood with me. We started toward the door. "Sit back down, Emma," Dorothy said. "I'm not done." She held up a USB drive. "That was tape 1 from 1992. I have 126 more videos spanning 33 years. Should I show them the rest?" She plugged the USB into the TV. A file list appeared. Dates from 1992 to 2025. "Let me show you a pattern," Dorothy said. "This isn't about one mistake in 1992. This is about 33 years of systematic punishment." The first clip loaded. 1998. Kitchen scene. 6-year-old Vanessa and 6-year-old me. Vanessa showed Mom a report card, B+ average. Mom praised her effusively. I showed my report card, straight A's. Mom barely glanced at it. "That's nice, honey." Turned back to Vanessa. Next clip. 2000, 2 birthday parties. Small cake for me, no guests. 3 weeks later. Vanessa's party. 20 kids. Bounce house. Pony rides. 2005. My 8th grade art award ceremony. Mom didn't attend. Vanessa had a soccer game the same day. Full family showed up for that. 2006. College decisions. Vanessa received a $2,500 deposit check from mom. I asked for help. Loans build character, Emma. The clips kept playing. Years of evidence. Documented proof I hadn't imagined it. 2018. My wedding. Mom's toast. 12 seconds. We wish Emma and Ben luck. Then a clip from a hallway. Mom on the phone didn't know Dorothy was filming. Emma's marrying that teacher. I give it 3 years. She doesn't know how to build a real partnership. I watched myself get erased in real time, year after year, moment after moment. Then November 2025. The video showed mom at her computer. Laptop screen visible. She had a DNA test template open, downloaded from somewhere online. Template letterhead, Gene Trust Labs. She was typing my name into fields, filling in fake data. Sample A, Patricia Sullivan. Sample B, Emma Caldwell. Probability of relation, 0.8%. She saved it, printed it on her home printer. Next clip, FedEx office. Mom handing the printed document to an employee. I need this on premium cardstock. Make it look professional. Then another clip. November 23rd. Mom in her car. Dorothy filming from the back seat. Mom didn't see her. Mom on phone. Vanessa, I have the proof. DNA test shows Emma's not related to me. I'm planning to present it at Christmas. Big family dinner. Maximum impact. Yes, I know it will hurt her. That's the point. She needs to be exposed before February when the estate closes. You'll back me up, right? For Connor's future? Vanessa's voice on the phone. Yes, Mom, I'll back you up. For Connor. Present day. Vanessa looked sick. Final clip. December 15th, 2025. 10 days ago. Mom in her bathroom, practicing in the mirror. This bitch has been lying to you since day one. She adjusted her expression, tried again. This bitch has been lying to you since day one. Rehearsing. Planning the performance. Uncle James pulled out his phone, Googled Gene Trust Labs. His face went pale. There's no Gene Trust Labs, he said. No business license in any state, no accreditation. Trish, you made this up. You forged it. Mom said nothing. You forged evidence, James continued. That's a crime. Dorothy ejected the USB drive, held it out to me. All 127 videos. They're yours now. Use them however you need to. I've already given copies to the lawyer I hired for you. Her name is Judith Castellano. I took the drive with numb fingers. Mom finally found her voice. Fine. You want truth? Emma's birth certificate is fraudulent. I filed it. That makes her legally questionable as an heir. The will says, legitimate grandchildren. Any lawyer could argue that. The estate closes in 55 days. Good luck getting a judge to fix a 33-year-old birth certificate in time. She was threatening my inheritance, after everything. You're threatening her? Ben said quietly. After everything we just watched? I'm protecting my family's legacy from someone who was never supposed to have a claim to it. Dorothy slid a napkin to me, written on it, Judith Castellano, and a phone number. Below that, call Monday. I hired her weeks ago. We're going to fix this. Ben took my hand. We walked to the door. If you leave, Mom called after us. You're choosing her over family. Ben didn't even turn around. I'm choosing my wife over liars. We reached the door. I heard Vanessa's voice behind us. Wait. I turned. Vanessa stood, Connor's hand in hers. I'm coming with you, she said. She walked past Mom without looking at her, stopped in front of me. We're twins? She whispered. I nodded. I never knew. Mom told me last week you weren't really related to us, that she had proof from a DNA test. She said we needed to protect Connor's inheritance from someone who didn't belong. I thought. I thought she was telling the truth. You knew about tonight, I said. The attack. I thought we were exposing a lie. I didn't know we were perpetuating one. She pulled out her phone, showed me a childhood photo. 2 girls, maybe 5 years old. Identical faces. Different outfits. I always thought we just looked similar, she said. I never saw it. But we're the same. Dorothy came out with her coat and a small suitcase. I'm not staying in that house another night. Vanessa, can I stay with you? Of course, Grandma. We stood in the parking lot. 4 of us under harsh fluorescent lights. Cold December night. Vanessa was shaking. I need to tell you things. Things I didn't understand until tonight. Age 7, Mom whispered to me. You're the special one. Emma's just there. Age 12, I got an expensive birthday party. You got a card? Age 16, I got a car. You were told you could borrow Mom's sometimes. She was crying now. She told me you were difficult. That you chose to be distant from the family. But you weren't distant. You were protecting yourself. I tried so hard, I whispered. I tried to be what she wanted. You were never going to be what she wanted. Because what she wanted was for you not to exist. Dorothy handed me the USB drive again. Call Judith Monday morning. She specializes in inheritance fraud and birth certificate corrections. We're going to fix your certificate, and we're going to make sure you get what's yours. I looked at Vanessa. You called her Mom just now. Not at the house. You called her Patricia. I don't have a mother anymore, Vanessa said. But maybe I have a sister? I couldn't answer. Not yet. Too much pain. I don't know yet, I said finally, but maybe. We drove home in silence. Ben held my hand the whole way. The next morning, my phone exploded. Texts, calls, messages. Uncle James, whatever you need, I'm here. Aunt Claire, I'll testify in court if you need me. What Patricia did is unforgivable. Cousin Rachel posted on Instagram, sometimes family means cutting out toxic people who never should have had that title. I counted the responses. 22 people at that dinner. 12 reached out to support me. 5 sided with Mom. 10 went silent. A local news website had the story. Oregon family Christmas dinner ends in explosive DNA revelation. 33-year secret exposed. Someone had leaked it. The story was going viral on local social media. December 27th. I met with Judith Castellano at her downtown Portland office. She was 52, sharp gray suit, warm but no nonsense. Dorothy had sent her everything. Here's the situation, Judith said. Birth certificate fraud from 1992 would normally be outside statute of limitations, but your mother used that fraudulent document in 2025 to create a fake DNA test and attempt inheritance fraud. That makes it continuing fraud. The statute of limitations resets with each new fraudulent act. Can you fix it? I asked. I can try. We file an emergency petition next week. Argue imminent financial harm due to the estate deadline. Push for expedited hearing. What are the chances? With this evidence? Very good. But we need to move fast. She estimated legal fees at $18,000 to $28,000. Dorothy offered to pay. I refused. This is my fight. I'll handle it. It was the first time I'd claimed full agency in a family matter. Your mother will fight this, Judith warned. She's facing potential criminal charges. People get desperate when they're cornered. December 28th. I met Vanessa for coffee. Just the 2 of us. Awkward at first. Then she pulled out a box from her car. Childhood photos Mom had let her keep that I'd never seen. Hospital bracelets from 1992. Both said, Baby Girl Sullivan. Birth timestamps 5 minutes apart. 3:42 a.m. and 3:47 a.m. Photos of two identical newborns in one bassinet. Look at the back, Vanessa said. Dorothy's handwriting. The Sullivan twins. God help them. We ordered coffee while we talked. When the barista brought our drinks, she smiled. Twins. We looked at each other. We'd ordered the exact same thing. Almond milk latte, extra shot. Neither of us had told the other our order. Yes, I said. We're twins. Vanessa started crying. I called Mom this morning, told her I'm testifying for you if this goes to court. She hung up on me. I'm sorry, I said. Don't be. I just lost my mother. But I found my sister. The media attention grew. Local news picked up the story. Twins reunited after 33-year secret. Mother accused of birth certificate fraud. TV stations wanted interviews. I declined them all. Dorothy gave one statement. Sometimes truth takes decades to surface. We're grateful it finally has. Mom's lawyer released a statement. This is a private family matter being exploited for attention. Mrs. Sullivan denies all allegations of fraud. But Judith told me something interesting. Patricia's lawyer called. Wants to settle quietly. You withdraw the petition. They recommend 50% estate distribution. She's scared, Judith said. That's good, means the evidence is strong. January 3rd, 2026. We filed at Multnomah County Circuit Court. Emergency petition for correction of birth record, fraudulent filing with imminent financial harm. Case number 2026-CV-00187. Evidence bundle, 1992 hospital tape, St. Vincent Medical Center twin birth records, blood typing records, both AB negative, rare. Dorothy's testimony, genetic twin markers, Mom's falsified April 1992 filing. The clerk stamped it. Judge Thornton will review for emergency status. Filing fee, $350. I paid it myself. Leaving the courthouse, I saw Mom's lawyer entering. He nodded professionally. Didn't speak. The war had officially begun. January 6th. Judge Angela Thornton granted emergency status. Given documented imminent financial harm and prima facie evidence of fraud, this matter is granted emergency expedited status. Hearing set January 22, 2026, 10 a.m. 16 days. Lightning fast for family court. Mom was served January 7th. Her response filed January 9th. Denied fraudulent intent. Claimed administrative error during difficult postpartum period. Judith's counterbrief. This is not a 1992 isolated incident. This is continuing fraud. Defendant actively used the falsified birth certificate in November to December 2025 to manufacture fake DNA evidence and destroy petitioner's marriage for financial gain. Under Oregon law, fraud affecting inheritance has extended statute of limitations. When fraud is continuing, the limitations period restarts with each fraudulent act. Depositions began. Mine was 4 hours. Straightforward. I showed medical records proving PCOS. Showed bank records for $43,600 in fertility treatments. Mom's lawyer asked, "Isn't it true you've always felt less favored and are using this to extract money?" "I'm using this to correct a 33-year-old lie my mother told to control inheritance," I said. "The money isn't the point. The truth is." Vanessa's deposition was 3 hours. Emotional but strong. She testified she didn't know she was a twin until Christmas. Dorothy's deposition was devastating. 2 hours. Calm, precise, unshakable. Mom's deposition was 5 hours. Combative. When asked directly if she filed a false birth certificate, her lawyer said, "Don't answer." The judge could compel an answer at the hearing. Mom's strategy became clear in the court filings. Postpartum defense. Claims she was mentally ill in 1992, made irrational decisions under psychological crisis. Her psychiatrist expert witness. Postpartum psychosis can cause irrational thinking, inability to bond with infant. Mrs. Sullivan exhibited classic signs. I learned for the first time that Mom had been prescribed antidepressants for 3 months after we were born. It complicated things. She wasn't just evil, she'd been sick. But Judith's cross-examination was brutal. Dr. Reynolds, does postpartum depression from 1992 explain Mrs. Sullivan forging a DNA test in November 2025? No, that would require separate evaluation. January 22, 2026. The hearing. Mom took the stand, cried during testimony, framed herself as a reluctant hero who kept both babies despite overwhelming circumstances. I didn't love them differently, she said. I parented them differently because they were different children with different needs. Judge Thornton listened, then asked directly, Mrs. Sullivan, did you intentionally file Emma's birth certificate 1 month after her actual birth date in April 1992? Mom looked at her lawyer. Your Honor, he objected. I'll allow it, Judge Thornton said. Answer the question, Mrs. Sullivan. Long silence. Yes, Mom finally said. The courtroom went quiet. But I did it because I was terrified, she continued. I was 26, alone, overwhelmed. I thought if I kept some legal flexibility, I could protect myself if things got worse. But you did use it against her, Judge Thornton said. In November and December 2025, correct? Circumstances changed. The estate was closing. I needed to protect Vanessa's future. By destroying Emma's present? I did what I thought was right for my family. Emma is your family, Mrs. Sullivan. Mom's voice went quiet. I know, I never saw her that way. That admission, the most honest thing she'd said, hung in the air. Judge Thornton closed her notebook. I'll issue my ruling within 48 hours. Court adjourned. February 10th, 8 days before the estate closed. Emergency meeting with Estate Attorney Bernard Coleman. Everyone present. Me, Vanessa, Mom, Dad. They were separated now, living apart. Dorothy, Connor, both lawyers. Coleman explained the problem. Walter's will says legitimate grandchildren. Until the court corrects Emma's birth certificate, her status is technically in question. Mom's lawyer jumped on this. My client maintains that Emma Sullivan Caldwell's legal status remains uncertain. The fraud that created that uncertainty was perpetrated by your client, Judith countered. She doesn't get to benefit from her own misconduct. Coleman looked tired. If Judge Thornton rules in Emma's favor by February 12th, problem solved. If not, I'm freezing the distribution until legal certainty is established. All eyes turned to Vanessa. She had the most to gain financially if I was excluded. $1.6 million versus $800,000. Mom leaned forward. Vanessa, honey, think about Connor's college fund. Stop, Vanessa cut her off. Just stop talking. She stood, faced Coleman. Emma is my twin sister. We were born 5 minutes apart on March 15th, 1992. I have hospital records. I have our matching bracelets. I have photos. I have Grandma's testimony. And I have 33 years of lies I'm done perpetuating. Mom's lawyer tried to interrupt. Vanessa ignored him. I don't care about the money. I care about doing what's right. Emma gets her half. Period. If that means I wait 6 more months, fine. If it means I get less, fine. She's my twin. She gets her share. Vanessa, Mom said desperately, you're making an $800,000 mistake. No, Mom. You made a 33-year mistake. I'm correcting it. Connor looked up from his iPad. Mom's right. Aunt Emma twin should get her money. Grandpa wanted her to have it. Wisdom from an 8-year-old. Mom grabbed her purse. Stood. Fine. Throw away your inheritance. See where that gets you. She walked out. Door slammed. No one followed. February 12th, 2026. We waited at Judith's office. 2:47 p.m. Her computer dinged. Email from the court. Judith read aloud. The court finds that while Mrs. Patricia Sullivan experienced documented postpartum depression in 1992, this mental health crisis does not excuse or explain her deliberate actions over the subsequent 33 years. She continued. More critically, Mrs. Sullivan's November-December 2025 actions, fabricating a DNA test, publicly humiliating the petitioner, attempting to destroy her marriage, demonstrate this was not a decades-old mistake, but continuing fraud with active, malicious intent. Court orders. Emma's birth certificate corrected to March 15, 1992. Certificate amended to note. Twin birth. Co-registered with Vanessa Kate Sullivan. Patricia fined $5,000. All legal costs, $18,600, awarded to Emma. Emma recognized as legitimate grandchild for all legal purposes. Court recommends District Attorney Review, November 2025, document forgery for potential criminal prosecution. I cried when Judith read the words, twin birth. It was real now. Official. Legal. I was a twin. February 18th, 2026. Estate Distribution Day. Bernard Coleman called. Funds transferred to your account ending in 4891. Stock certificates arriving by certified mail. I checked my phone. $800,000 pending deposit. It didn't feel like victory. It felt like payment for 33 years of pain. Vanessa texted, "We're business partners now. Sullivan Sisters. Want coffee?" We formed Sullivan Sisters Holdings LLC to manage our joint 40% voting power in Sullivan Auto Group. Dorothy moved in with Vanessa and Connor permanently. Mom and Dad filed separation papers. Uncle James and 11 other relatives stayed in contact with me. 3 relatives remained loyal to Mom. 8 stayed neutral. My father started reaching out. Weekly coffee meetings. Tentative. Apologetic. "I didn't know about the twins," he said at our first meeting. "She told me from day one you were born a month apart." I never questioned it. "You saw how she treated me," I said. "You did nothing." "I know. I'm sorry. I was a coward." He tried to give me Grandpa's watch. I refused. "Fix this first. Then we'll talk." He did leave Mom, though. Filed for divorce in March. That was something. Mom sent one email after the distribution. Ben read it first. "You've destroyed this family. I hope you're satisfied. Don't expect me at your funeral." I blocked her email address. Didn't reply. No engagement. Complete closure. March 15th, 2026. Our birthday. Mine and Vanessa's. Our first is known, acknowledged, legally recognized twins. We turned 34. Emma and Ben's loft. Decorated by Connor. Hand-drawn banner. Happy birthday, twins. 14 people came. Carefully chosen. Uncle James and his family. Aunt Claire. Cousin Rachel. Dorothy. Not Mom. Not invited. Dad sent a text. "Not ready yet, but I'm working on it. Happy birthday to both my daughters. I love you." The cake had 2 tiers. Connor's design. Happy 34th birthday, twins, in purple frosting, his favorite color. Dorothy gave us matching photo albums. Your first year, together. She'd been assembling them secretly for 2 months, 80 pages each. Hospital photos, matching outfits, moments Mom never showed me. Then Dorothy made an announcement. "I'm funding the startup of something called the Twin Rights Legal Defense Fund," she said. $100,000 seed money. Emma and Vanessa are each contributing $50,000 from their inheritance. She explained. a foundation to help adoptees and twins separated by fraud find truth and legal recourse. Partnered with Judith's firm for pro bono support. Logo designed by my studio, 2 interlocking circles. This is my legacy, Dorothy said. Better than tapes in a closet, this is how we turn your pain into someone else's hope. Vanessa gave me a framed photograph. The newborn bassinet photo, Dorothy's handwriting on back, the Sullivan twins, March 15th, 1992. God help them. I booked us appointments at St. Vincent Medical Center for March 20th, Vanessa said. They're releasing our full twin birth records. I want us to see it together. Ben made his own announcement, voice shaking. Emma and I got a call last week. Adoption agency. There's a baby girl, 6 months old, available in April. We said yes. Connor jumped up. I'm going to have a cousin. Can I teach her about being a Sullivan? Vanessa hugged him. The best parts, buddy. Late evening, party winding down. Vanessa and I stepped onto the balcony. Portland city lights below. Cool March evening. We stood side by side, shoulders touching. We lost 33 years, Vanessa said. We have the rest, I said. What if it's not enough? Then we make what we have count. Starting now. Comfortable silence. I looked at baby photos today, Vanessa said. The ones Grandma gave us. We were so tiny, so identical, and she just decided one of us mattered less. She was wrong. I know, but I participated. For years. I believed her. You didn't know. You were manipulated too. Do you forgive me? I paused. Honest. I'm working on it. Ask me again in a year. She nodded. Fair. Connor appeared in the doorway. Mom! Aunt Emma twin. Grandma Dorothy wants to cut the cake. Inside, we gathered around. Connor held the knife with help from both of us. 3, 2, 1. He cut. Cake distributed. Laughter. Connor smeared frosting on my nose. I retaliated. Vanessa joined in. Full frosting war. Dorothy was filming, of course. She never stopped. Her voice, quiet, narrating to the camera. This is what I waited 33 years to see. 2 sisters, 2 twins. Finally together. Finally free. It was worth every day of waiting. Every tape I kept. Every secret I held. Because this moment, this love, this joy, this family they're building, this makes it all worth it. The frame froze on us laughing, covered in frosting. I think about that moment now. The split screen in my mind. Left side. Black and white photo from March 15th, 1992. 2 newborn babies in one hospital bassinet. Identical tiny faces. Dorothy's handwriting, the Sullivan twins. God help them. Right side, color photo from March 15th, 2026. Vanessa and me at our birthday party. Same faces, 34 years older. Connor between us. All 3 laughing, covered in frosting. Ben and Dorothy in the background smiling. Family isn't just the one you're born into. It's the one you choose. The one you fight for. The one you build from truth, not lies. Vanessa and I were always twins. We were always sisters. We just had to survive 33 years of someone trying to erase that. But truth doesn't stay buried forever. Love doesn't either. My name is Emma Caldwell. I'm 34 years old, and I finally know who I am.